The Connection Show. Inspiring. Hope. Health. Healing. Sponsored by Brave Heart Workshops. Live with Jill Reynolds. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like our page. Share it. Subscribe to it now and click the bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming shows.
The Connection Show, inspiring hope, health, and healing, sponsored by Braveheart Workshops, live with Jill Reynolds. And joining me today is Lightning Ned Mitchell. Welcome to the show, Lightning.
Thank you, Jill.
I love that name. It's amazing. It's just so powerful. Lightning. Where are you from, Lightning?
I'm originally from Louisiana.
And where do you live now?
In Independence, Missouri.
Oh, we're close. I'm in Branson, Missouri. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Well, I'd like the audience to know just a little bit about you, so I'm going to read a short part of your bio. Lightning was born in Hodge, Louisiana, to a family of 9, and he's been an integral part of many people's lives. He initially thought he would become a preacher instead of going to college and getting drafted into the NFL. After serving 2 years in Vietnam, he realized that God had given him a way to minister in life through the creation of a women's basketball league, the WNBA, and everything has been revolving around it. Lightning is the founder. In an era when women had to go overseas to pursue their dreams of playing professional basketball after college, Lightning had a vision given by God to create a professional league for women right here in the United States. He's the most grateful that God has allowed him to know the importance of having him as his Lord and Savior. He's also thankful to be part of the lives of all who can read the vision. And so I am so honored to meet you, and I understand that you're coming to Branson, Missouri soon. Is that true, Lightning?
Yes, we're looking forward to coming down to Branson Film Festival this year. The last time we was there was a great festival, and God had done so many great things since I was there, and it's an honor just to be able to share those things.
Well, thank you so much, and I'm so grateful, and I can't wait to meet you. What we love to do on the Connection Show is a little bit different than most interviews, Lightning, and we're going to just do kind of a synopsis because you're going to be coming here, and I don't want to take away all your secret sauce. So what we love to do is we really do believe on the Connection Show that God, or Jesus, when he walked on the face of the earth, Lightning, he loved to share parables, accounts, and stories for the purpose of lives being transformed, where people would hear a story and then it would lead them to him. So what we'd love to do on this show, if you're willing, Lightning, is share with us a little bit about the good, the bad, and the ugly, because there is generational wounds we all carry. The Bible says there'll be 4 generations of sin and curses. So Take us back to little Lightning growing up and let us know what your life was like and what kind of pains and hardships too you may have gone through where God transformed your life into the amazing man he's created you to be today.
Okay. Well, one of the things, I guess I started when I was probably about 8 years old, 8 or 9 years old. And, we used to play all kind of little sports in the neighborhood, me and a lot of the kids, And then one day it was so hot, the guys said, let's go swimming. Now, I couldn't swim. Let's just put it that way, and they said, let's go swimming. I'm all for it. Oh, yeah, this sounds good. We used to get in little mud holes, and we would like call ourselves swimming, but we'd be walking, the water's so low, so we were like walking, we're not really swimming. But this place they went to this day was it was like a pond, where people fishing sometime, So as all the kids was jumping in that know how to swim, I was on the side. They said, "Come on, man, jump in. Let's go. Let's go." The water feels good, and I'm sitting on the sideline, and I'm thinking, yeah, I know I couldn't swim, but they didn't know I couldn't swim, So and they was out there, swimming, and kicking their legs and stuff, and I was watching them, and I was thinking, well, there's nothing to it, I was thinking I can do it, and there was some boats sitting out there in the kind of in the midst of the water. So I thought, I wonder who left that boat out there, But I'm watching the guys again as they swim. So I thought something told me jump in, because I can do it. Just throw, do your arms and kick your legs, you'll be okay. And I remember I jumped in that water, and as I tried to do it, I went under. And I remember saying, help, help. At this time, the other guys had swum around the corner. They didn't even know I was in the water. So I'm drowning more or less. I'm saying, help, 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 and I panicked, and I was on the next thing I remember by the grace of God, I was in that boat. And and then the guys, as they swim back around there, they come up to the boat. They said, boy, how you get in this boat, man? And I had no idea.
Wow.
No idea.
So the heavenly angels picked you up out of the waters and put you right into that boat.
That was the only way that I that's the only explanation for it, because I couldn't swim.
Wow.
And they didn't help me. Each one of them said, well, I didn't put him in there. I didn't put him in there.
Wow. What a miracle. I've got goosebumps. That's amazing.
And then from now, let's go from there. I'm graduating out of high school now. I'm thinking about going to Grambling State College to play football for Coach Eddie Robinson, So I'm thinking, man, I can't wait, because I'm going to get into the NFL. That's my big dream, to play in the National Football League. So my sister lived in Kansas City, Missouri, her and her husband. In the summer, I would come up here and work so I can make a little extra money, to help my parents out, because, we was very low income, So I'm up in Missouri working. One night, my mom called me, and she said, son, you have to come home. And I'm thinking, well, when you get a call from your parents, they're telling you got to come home, you're thinking something wrong in the family right away. I said, well, what's wrong, Mom? She said, you've been drafted. And when she said I've been drafted, man, I just got.
So at first you might have thought I got drafted in the NFL, but it wasn't that kind of a blessing.
No, it was an army. Long story short, I did basic training, AIT, and straight to Vietnam. And only by the grace of God, that tour in Vietnam, only God brought me home safe, because it's unspeakable, the things that went on,
Yeah.
So.
And you were and you were there for 2 years. 2 years.
I was in Nam for a year.
A year.
Then I had to come back stateside. I spent 6 months over stateside before I left for Nam training. And then we went to Nam for a year. Then we come back and I had 6 more months in, and I did that stateside, and then I got out.
Well, that's a blessing that you got out in 2 years instead of having to be in for 4.
Yeah, they wanted me to re-enlist,
I had enough.
Yeah, I didn't think so, And they all, they actually offered me a lot to do it, rank, money, and everything. But I wanted to still play in the NFL. So I come back out of there. I'm thinking now I could go back to college and play in the National Football League. And as I pursued that dream, I went to college. I come out of college. I ended up playing in a couple minor league. At this time, back then, they had minor league teams, NFL teams, and I went up to Wisconsin. It was a team that minor league for the Packers, more or less, I was playing with this team. You didn't make a lot of money, so you had to do other jobs, to substitute, for your income. So I was working at this factory in Crystal Lake, Illinois. And
You're gonna that's where I moved from Algonquin right before we moved to Branson. So I'm right down the street from Crystal Lake. That's funny.
well, this factory was making parts for General Motors cars or something. I remember, but I remember I was working that night. Me and I would drive to work, and my brother would drive sometime. But this time I was driving. I drove to work that night, and I remember that night I was fed up with working and everything. I wanted to play football, and I wanted to play right then, and I was just, why God, why, why am I going through all this? Why can't you just help me to get into, I said that night, I said, why can't you help me to get into professional sports? Yeah, I didn't say football, but I wanted to play professional football. And at that night, as I said, this cried out to God with this prayer, something told me, just like I'm talking to you, create a women professional basketball league. And when I'm sitting back in the back, everybody else was going to lunch. I'm sitting in the back where we work at in the little area. And as I'm sitting there, something said this to me, and I almost thought somebody was talking to me. I got scared. I kind of jumped up and looked around because I thought maybe my brothers or the other guys were trying to play a trick on me or something.
Yeah.
Then I got to thinking, well, maybe I'm just not getting enough sleep. I need to sleep more, so, but then I sat back down on that, I think I was on some bench or something. So I sat back down on this bench, and as I sat down, I'm thinking, and all of a sudden, it's like a voice, create a women professional basketball league. This time when I heard it scared me so much that I got up and I thought, I'm going up where everybody else is. So I walked up to the cafeteria where everybody else was. And as I got up there, it was about time for the break to end for us to go back to work. So as I'm walking back down to our work area, me and my brother and this other gentleman, and I wanted to say something to him, but I thought if I say something, they're gonna think I'm stupid or something going on, So I wouldn't say nothing to him. At the end of the shift, we got off about 12:30 that night. I said, once we got in the car, I said, I'm gonna say something. I said, okay, God. I said that I'm talking to the Lord. Okay, Lord. I said, I'm going to tell these guys that I'm going to create this league. You want me to create this league? This is where it's got to be coming from. I said, but if those guys laugh, I'm going to laugh with them, because, I'm not going to be sitting there holding the bag in my hand, So we get in the car, they turn the radio, turn it up, and I said, then I reach over to turn it down. They said, oh, leave it up, man. I like this song. I said, well, I want to say something. I want to tell you guys. They said, well, hurry up. So I said, I'm thinking about quitting. They said, what are you going to do? I said, I'm thinking about starting a women's professional basketball league. And I'm driving. So I'm waiting on them to laugh because I'm going to laugh right along with them. So I was just joking, Nobody's laughing. Mm-hmm. First guy said, man, that may be a good idea because women have nowhere to go after college, The other one said, yeah, I think that'll be a good idea too. Hey, if you want us to help you out, we'll help you out.
Wow.
Okay. Now, what I say? So you remember I said, God, if they don't laugh, I know it's from you. I drove my home, forgot the whole idea. So it was 2 weeks later, we had to go into work, and they had to go in early. So when they went in early, I'm driving by myself now. That's night when we get off from work, I'm driving home by myself about 1:30. Highway 11 going back to Janesville, Wisconsin. It's pitch dark outside. I'm driving, I'm thinking, well, does the Lord really want me to do this, So I'm driving down. So I cried out to God. I said, God, if you really want me to create this league, I said, can you do something to give me a sign? It was pitch dark outside. I'm driving down this highway. It's black, pitch dark, and here comes a shooting star through the sky. And when I saw this shooting star, I thought, wait, first thought come to my God, that's God giving me a sign. Then all of a sudden the devil jumps on in like saying, well, you see shooting stars all the time. And as God is my witness, next thing I see, it become like boom, 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 like 3 or 4 shooting stars just like that. And the chills went over my body and I just started crying like a baby. I was scared, but it just overwhelmed me, And from that point, I took it serious and I started working on that league.
Well, by this time, Lightning, he'd already shown you the miracle of the angels and him saving you in the boat. And then he gave you that vision at work, and then your friends had not laughed, and they said it was a great idea. Now the shooting stars. So and by this point, it was like, I think I better start listening to God's voice.
Right.
The connection show.
Right, I did. I think that I got to that point where, I know God want me to do this. So I said, Lord, but then I said, Lord, I said, I don't know, what do I do? Not even knowing that God had already prepared me for this as a child.
Good.
Because when I was going back to the childhood, when I was like 12, 13 years old, I used to organize basketball leagues and football leagues for the kids in the neighborhood, and set up tournaments and everything. So I had the knowledge of organizing such a league. God had prepared me for this, not knowing that I would use it one day,
What a miracle. I love that story. I love being that you lived in Crystal Lake and had this vision. And I'm not sure of your age. I'm 68. Did you, by any chance, know Harvey Catchings? Harvey Catchings. He played basketball, and his daughters ended up, one of his daughters, the Catching girl, she became part of the WBA, I believe. I think she did, but I could be wrong. But Harvey was from the Chicagoland area, so I wondered if maybe you knew him at all.
And it sounds kind of familiar. We had a team in Chicago, actually. We put a team in there at one point when I had the WBA, so it's possible, but
there's so many names. It's so hard to keep up with everybody, I know.
Right. And me being 74, so, it's kind of, don't remember that well too.
Yeah, I know Harvey lived in Arlington Heights, and it was about the same time that Walter Payton passed away from his liver cancer. And Harvey lived there, and his daughter went to, I think, high school in Arlington Heights, and then went on to go to college, and she was a really phenomenal basketball player.
Not for a while, so they allowed me.
But so let's go to that story. So now God's got this vision, and he's already opened the doors for you by organizing basketball leagues as a child.
Right.
And so how did you get this started with no funding? Did God bring all of a sudden the funding your way?
No, that part is just blows you away to even think about it, because first of all, I had to, after we had laid the foundation for the league and everything, I had to get players, these girls, to come and play, to try it for this new league that's going to be established here in the United States. And I'm talking about NCAA Division I players and some 2 and 3, but a lot of them was Division I schools, So I had not a penny in my pocket. I'm saying to the Lord, you want me to start this professional league and then tell these girls we got a professional league and, but I don't have no money. He said, just, it was just do it. Just do it, trust me, just do it. So I'm thinking once I got these girls in the gym, tell them, we organized this new women's pro league, and I'm thinking the first thing the girl's going to say to me, how much we get paid,
Nothing.
So, right. How do I answer that, to them? So these are girls with college degrees, they're on their way they could go and work teachers or whatever job they had worked, through college to learn, this training that they had already had. So I'm thinking, what do I say to these girls when they ask me how much they're going to get paid, and I'm sure they're going to say it, So when we had that first try, that's good. First, let me back it up a little. I had sent out 136 letters to major university asking coaches for all the senior girls that may be interested in playing professional basketball, tell them about this trial that I'm going to have in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, at the Milwaukee Bucks facility, so it comes around almost time for the trial. I go to a friend that I had in Janesville, Wisconsin. I told him I needed to get some basketball, and it's a warm of 2 different colors for the girls to be able to identify what team they own, And he said, Lightning, he said, how much you got to spend? I said, what? I said, well, I said, I don't have anything, man. He said, lightning. He said, he was a very good friend of mine. She said, I don't know why you keep doing this to me, more or less, you know. He said, okay, let's figure out what you need here. But this, Tom Sasher was his name. He gave me everything that we needed to host that trial. So now I got to call the Milwaukee Bucks facility. I told them I wanted to do this trial. Then I got to thinking, though, after Tom that gave me all this stuff, I got to thinking, man, I don't have no money to pay for this facility. You know, how am I going to pay to rent this facility? You know, and I just got paid for my little job in Crystal Lake. I think I made about $300. I had about $300 for my paycheck, you know. So I called Milwaukee. I called the Bucks office. I told them who I was and what I was trying to do, and I would like to use their facility, their training facility, to hold a trial for this new women's professional basketball league that's coming, you know. And they said, what day are you interested in? And I told them the dates that I was interested in holding the trial. Then the lady said, well, let me check our schedule. You know, she said, I think the Milwaukee Bucks hold a rookie camp at this time. So she go and she check her schedule, you know, and she come back to me and she said, well, you know, she said, that weekend we hold our rookie camp. She says, any other dates that you like? And I thought, man, it's a good time to get out of this thing right now. I said, well, no. I said, no, man. I said, those are dates we actually need because I had already sent the letters out anyhow. So she said, she said, hold on a minute. Let me check something else. So she goes back and she talked to, I don't know who she talked to. Then she come back on the phone. She said, you know what? You can have those dates. She said, because we moved a rookie camp to Denver, Colorado this year. So she said, those dates are open. So she said, would you like to have it? And I'm thinking, well, I only got $300 in my pocket, man. I wonder what's it gonna, I'm thinking it's gonna cost me like $2,000, you know, $1,500 to $2,000. So I said, well, she said, do you want us to set it up like we set the Bucks up camp when they train it? I said, well, it's not going to be an expense to that. And she said, well, yeah, it will occur some type of charge, you know. So I'm thinking, well, maybe I can get the price up so high that I know I can't afford it. I said, well, yeah. I said, yeah, I'd like for you guys to do that for me. Then she said, do you want hot water for the girls to shower with or cold water? And I'm thinking, well, cold water don't cost nothing. Hot water, you got to turn the electric on. I said, give us the hot water. She said, well, do you want water, Gatorade on the sideline? I said, give them Gatorade. She said, do you? every time I say something, I hear that calculator going, you know. And she said, do you want us to put towels out there, or are they going to bring their own? Because we would have to charge you for our time. I said, no, you guys put it out. We going first class, you know. And she just typing away, the lady, you know, on that calculator, you know. And then when she finally get through, she said, I think we got everything. She going, she said, I think we got everything here. She said, can you think anything else? I said, no, I can't. But if you can, just go ahead and add it to her, you know. Then she typing. She said, well, are you ready for this? Yeah, I'm thinking, boy, I guess have $2,500 or something, you know. And she said, the lady said, okay. She said, okay, what we're going to charge you is $198, I think, and 26 cents.
Praise God.
My mind. When she said this, it blew my mind. You know, she said, sir, do you want it? I said, oh, yes, ma'am, we want it. We want it, you know. But I couldn't imagine that they would give me that facility for that amount.
Only God. Only God. Only God.
You're right. Only God can do it.
Yep.
You know, but now just before that event, just before that trial, I had met the owner of the Milwaukee Bucks. I was doing some work for the Salvation Army, and I had knocked on his door for a donation, you know, and he invited me into his house, the Milwaukee Bucks owner, you know, and he's some peas, some green peas. He offered me some peas, and I'm thinking, I'm trying to get some support from him. Yeah, I take some. It was just raw green peas. So but I don't know what that had. I know it was only God for me to even meet this guy. I didn't even know it was a Bucks owner, you
Wow.
know. So, but the things that God done, it
Mm.
was one thing after another one, you
Wow.
know.
And I am so grateful to meet you because the Holy Spirit woke me up, Lightning, in January of 2021 and said to change the tagline of the Connection Show. Before it used to be called Renew, Restore, and Reconnect in Community. And then the
Mm-hmm.
Lord said now in 2021, it has to be hope, health, and healing. Hope in Him, health of our body for the Holy Spirit to
Mm-hmm.
reside in the temple, our body being the temple of God. And then we need to
Right.
heal these generational curses and sin and wounds so that,
Yeah.
that God's blessings can flow through us freely. And so, I am so grateful to hear your story of hope, health, and healing in Him
Mm-hmm.
because it's changed the lives of women all over the world with what
Yes.
you've been blessed by, you just being obedient and hearing the Lord's voice and saying, "Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it."
Right. Right. But, but it was struggles. It was many struggles. I remember when now hold it. Let's go back to the tribe. Okay, remember I done sent out 136 letters to these players. I had I think five letters to come back to me. So I don't know. I'm going up to Milwaukee that weekend to hold this trial. I only had five letters to come back. You think that'd be enough to tell me, forget it, you know? But we go up to the Milwaukee that morning, you know, and I'm sitting there. The Milwaukee Bucks offered and set it up. I got media, newspaper, TV, everybody there, you know. So when I come through the door, those guys all come up to me because they just said that's the one. He's the one that's starting this league, you know. They come up to me, they say, "Well, do you think the girl's gonna show up? How do you think this gonna turn out?" All these questions, you know. And, and
And you're like, "I don't know."
right, right. I'm trying to stay positive with everything. And at this time, I got only five players sitting in there. That's those five letters. I'm thinking, I don't know whether it was from them players or not, but I've got five players in there, And I had the two coaches that I had asked to run this camp for me there, So I'm sitting there, and so I'm thinking, boy, I got to get some players. Lord, we need players up in here. Then I heard I heard one of the media guys say to the other guy, "Do you think we should have came? This is going to be a big flock." When I heard that, I thought I got to do something. So I go over to these guys and I said, "You guys don't have to worry. The girls will be here. They know what time they're supposed to be here. They're supposed to be there at 10 o'clock. It's about this time, about 20 till. And so I said, "Excuse me, please." So I go downstairs to the man in the restroom so I can pray. I remember I went down to the restroom, and because I only had five girls in it, I said, "Lord, help me, please." That's the
We
only thing
we
that's
need
the
we
only,
need at least 10 so we could have a court,
right,
right?
exactly,
We need 10.
right.
Give me five more right away.
Because I didn't know what was happening. The clock's ticking, and here it is about 2 or 3 minutes to 11, and I'm coming back upstairs, and I'm really scared. I'm worried. And as God is my witness, those doors open on the end, those glass doors, and girls come through with duffel bags out of nowhere. We had over 200 some players in that thing.
In 2 minutes to spare. 2 minutes
Yeah,
to spare.
yeah. I
2
mean,
minutes
and
to spare.
you should have saw the media running around. They were from Arizona, they were from Florida, they were from Chicago, they were from everywhere.
And would they come in on bus loads?
No, they drove in, they cars.
All of them showed up exactly
Right.
the same time.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
The doors open, all you could see was girls coming through.
Oh my gosh. I love this story, Lightning. This is an amazing testimony of God's faithfulness.
It was just one thing after another one that He done for us. One thing after another one. I tell you, it's unbelievable. And they asked me, "Do God work miracles?" I said, "You're looking at one."
Wow.
When they asked me, the first year, let's go that first year. We struggled that first year, big time. I think I must have went 150 or 200,000 in the hole. It's 1993, and so 1994 we get ready to start again. I'm thinking, man, this is Lord, you got to help me here. You know, I got no major sponsors. You know, so I thought, well, God give me a vision. He said, more or less, he told me to try to sell a couple of my franchise to local business people, and that would give me funds to support the other 4 teams. We had 6 teams at that time. So I reached out to a Kansas City businessman. He bought my Kansas City team, and I reached out to a St. Louis businesswoman. She bought the St. Louis team. So that gave me enough money to operate going into the next year. Then I thought, we went through that year, it went okay, we still went in the hole more. Going into 1995 season, I thought, boy, we still gonna have to do something. You know, I said, we need to get a game televised, just one game televised, you know, maybe the All-Star game or something, you know. So I thought, again, God gave me the vision to contact media so we can put this out there so people could see it, you know. So I contact ABC, NBC, CBS, ESPN. Every one of them turned me down, you know. So I said, my brother come to me and he asked me, he said, did you contact those TV stations? I said, yeah, they all turned me down. He said, did you contact that sports station out of Houston? I said, who you talking about? He says, a sports network named, I think it's Sports Channel America. I said, never heard of them. So I said, well, I'll try them anyhow. So I called Houston. I talked with the sports lady there. She was over the sports department. You know, her name was Lynn Hedder or something like that. So I talked with her. I told her about my program, and I asked her, I said, would you guys be interested in televising the All-Star game? She said, well, ho. She said, we don't know anything about you guys. We never heard of you guys. She said, do you have any type of footage you could send to me? I said, oh, yes. I had some clips, you know, that we had recorded some of the games. And I overnighted to it. It was a Thursday night. I called back Friday to make sure she had it. She had it. She said, can you give me the weekend to look this stuff over? I said, not a problem, man. I'm thinking we're going somewhere now, you know. So I called, she said, call me back Monday. So I called Monday. I called her back Monday. And I said, may I speak to Lynn, please? They said, well, Lynn took a few days off. I said, she did? I said, but she's supposed to be giving me an answer about the material I sent to her. They said, well, she's off. Then the guy said, do you want me to have her to call you if she called in? I was mad now. I said, no, I don't want her to call me, you know, and I hung the phone up. I said goodbye, and I hung the phone up. And when I hung the phone up, I threw the number in the trash because I was mad, because I thought it was going to be, it's just a runaround, you know. So 3 days later, exactly 3 days later, I said, maybe I should have kept the number, you know. Maybe I should have told the guy to have her to call me. She called in. Then I was looking for the number because I wanted to call him back, you know. I couldn't even find the number. I can't even think the name of the company no more. I can't even think to ask my brother the name of the company. That's who gave it to me. So I called operator. I asked for Houston. I got right then, you know, you had to go through the operator. So I called the operator and I asked the operator. I said, after I got to Houston, I said, I'm trying to find a lady. I was just talking to her. She worked for a sports company there. She said, well, what's the name of the company, sir? I said, well, ma'am, I don't know the name of the company. I said, but I do know I talked to the lady just 3 days ago. She said, but sir, I got to have the name of the company. I said, ma'am, I'm sorry, I don't know the name of the company. She said, I said, well, do you know of any other company, ma'am, you know, that does sports, women's sports, just sports in general? She said, well, no. She said, but I know it's a big company in Dallas. They got a sports company, and they got off-brand stations that worked for them. She said, would you want that number? I thought, well, yeah. I said, well, yeah, please, ma'am, just give me that number. So I called Dallas. Now, listen to this. I called Dallas this day. The lady says to me, she said, Liberty Sports, may I help you? I said, may I speak to Lynn, please? I don't even know why I said. I said, ma'am. And the lady, wait now, Wait, now here's the funny part. The lady said, 1 moment, please. I didn't even know the lady done said 1 moment to me, Then the next lady get on the phone. She said, may I help you? I said, may I speak to Lynn, please? And she puts this, she said, 1 minute, please. Then next time she put me through to this person. I said, Lynn, you told me you were gonna talk to me on Monday if I called you back and let me know what you thought about my girls and everything, but I called, they said you was on vacation, and if you would, why didn't you just tell me? Then this guy said, whoa, 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 whoa. I thought, wow, I got the wrong person. This guy has said, I know it wasn't Lynn because now it's a guy. It's supposed to be a woman.
But his name was Lynn?
Lynn, his name was Lynn. This is God working, see? So, but this guy said, he said, I like what you were saying to me. I don't even know who he is at this moment. He said, I like what you were saying to me. He said, can you send me the information? I thought, well, shoot, I done made a fool of myself. Yeah, I could send it to you. I'm thinking in my head, So I said, yeah. He gave me how to send it to him. So I overnighted to him. Again, this is a Thursday night. Overnight. Friday, I called to make sure he got it, I called him back. He said, Lightning. He said, I'm amazed what I see with this footage here. He said, I'm sitting there talking to the attorney, Fred McAllister, and we were thinking about coming to Kansas City to see you. Now I'm thinking, I'm like in chaos. I don't know what to think, And he said, he said, what your schedule look like, next week,
And you're like, let me check it. We're pretty busy.
Right. Hold it. I said, I'm thinking I ain't never had a schedule anyhow. What your schedule look like? He said, can you check your schedule? I looked around, I saw a conversation tab laying there. I took it, I saw pushing the paper around. He said, what Tuesday look like? I said, well, Tuesday looked pretty good. Yeah. so him and the attorney, they come to Kansas City. Long story short, they brought into the league and paid all my debt off.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
What a story. I mean, it just blows your mind how faithful God is, isn't it?
Yes.
When we just pause and we don't let Satan get in the way. It's
exactly.
Like, get out of here.
Exactly.
Satan. Wow. So in closing, because I know we can't go too much further.
Right.
Let's bring us to this. And excuse my ignorance, please, Lightning. Is it a movie or a video that's called The Vision? What is The Vision? I mean, you just gave us the vision, but do you have a film that you made or a book or what is it?
Okay, The Vision was the first one I brought to Branson last year.
Okay.
It's what we bring to Branson this year is called The Shooting Star.
The Shooting Star. So last year, and again, is it a film? Last year
it's a documentary film.
Okay, so last year you had a film called The Vision,
right?
And this year's film is called Shooting Star.
Shooting Star.
And you'll be premiering it at the film festival.
Yes.
We're
gonna premiere the film at the film festival. And anybody that don't believe in God's miracle would be a good way for them to see it. They'll see it from the beginning to the end. They'll see it, and they'll see how they would also see how the WNBA came about.
So, with all these miracles, have you gotten your funding for your film to be released? Has God given you the miracle for funding this new film to be released into to people to see it, or not yet? Are you still looking for funding?
Talking about to make a movie from the documentary?
Yeah, is the film that you're going to be releasing for premiere, is that completed now, or do you still need funding?
No, the documentary is completed.
Okay, good. So that's amazing. I want to show on the screen real quick your bio. So this again is Lightning's bio. And his website that is listed here as well, and his Facebook page. So you can reach out to Lightning if for whatever reason that you need to reach out for speaking or any type of event. And then this is the flyer of the Branson Film Festival. It's going to be on April 21st to the 23rd at the Copeland Theater here in Branson, Missouri. And tickets are available now. There's different levels of tickets people can get. The one that I recommend, if you could afford it, is the VIP ticket, which gives you access to all 3 days to be able to meet Kevin Sorbo, and Sam Sorbo will be there to be into their premiere of their movie as well. If you live locally, and there is a local pass for those that live in Missouri, and I think one other state. It's on the website for $50 pass. So get your tickets now. You do not want to miss this event. You definitely want to come and meet Lightning. He's amazing. I can't wait to meet you. So again, go to bransonfilmfestival.com, bransonfilmfestival.com, and get your tickets today, because we only have seats for 600 people. So we got to get your tickets before they're sold out. It's really... Deborah Watson, who's doing this event, said that people are buying tickets left and right. So I am so grateful to have met you, Lightning, and we look forward to seeing you in April.
I look forward to seeing you too, Jill.
Any last words before we sign off? Anything in closing you need to say, or do you feel like you've said it all?
I think I pretty much said it all, but I think, like I said, if people want to see God's miracle in action, see the film.
Thank you so much, Lightning. Have a blessed day, everyone. Bye now.